Welcome back, our prime viewers, as we are 4.5 minutes away from start time for the New Zealand Cup. And let's have a look at another market for you, as the favourite is Terra de Love, 260. Pushing hard for favouritism now, though, is Christen Me at 270, 220. So the money's coming fixed as well for Christen Me. So if you're just joining us, prime viewers, market there with the FW is the fixed price that you will get, tote price at $2.70. 4 minutes away from start time. Greg O'Connor, you're around at the start.
Thanks very much, BP. The horses have just about completed their prelims. This is the greatest race in Australasia, as we know. 3,200 metres for the harness racing horses and the ultimate staying test. $650,000 will go on the line in around about 5 minutes' time. Shortly you'll come back. I'll talk about how these horses will look as they're walking around. But for me, I'm very, very keen on the defending champion. He's an outstanding pacer, Terra de Love, and I believe he will do the business today. Christen Me, a great chance. Fly Like an Eagle, the same can be said. And of course, Caribbean Blaster with an enormous chance. BP, I'll cast my eye over these and talk to you again shortly.
Very good, Greg. So we'll get the important information late in the piece about how some of these runners are looking. As you did point out, though, Craig, Caribbean Blaster very keen to get on with his job, wasn't he?
Very keen in the prelim, and Brennan, let's hope that he does settle down a bit more in the back straight, because he was getting fired up in the front straight at the moment. In summary, I'm putting the two-time New Zealand Cup winner on top, Terra de Love. I think he's had a great preparation. He'll get the good 2 miles. He's got a genius aboard, a 6-time winner of the New Zealand Cup, and Ricky May chasing number 7. On top to beat number 3, Christen Me, the new kid on the block. He's unproven at 2 miles, but he's been wonderful to date. 9, Jason Rule's the best outsider, and the Aussie 14, Caribbean Blaster, to make up the top 4.
Yeah, I'm with Terra de Love as well. I think the Quinella looks so obvious, especially if they both step and both get to the market pegs first. It's going to set up for such an intriguing race. Is there a horse from the back of the field that could finish off well? Possibly Franco Ledger. He needs the right sort of run to be able to get into it, but he's 11s and 250, and Caribbean Blaster as well at $3.50. I think he brings the right form from Australia, and being a horse that's campaigned here last year, Craig's probably benefited for them 12 months down the line for this crack at it.
Well, he has, and he's had a bit of lead up into the Cup this year, Brennan. He got over here a little bit earlier, and he was very good in Australia before he came here. His Cup Day trial was great. Talking to Adam Hamilton, he's worked on nicely since Sunday, so he adds a lot to the race, and it's good to have 2 Aussies in this year's New Zealand Cup.
Very shortly we'll have the national anthem, so I apologise for talking over that. But let's get to Greg O'Connor. Greg, how are the favourites looking?
Yeah, Dexter Dunn just completing his gear check there. He's giving his mate a pat down the neck. He looks fantastic, Christen Me. He's not a pin-up like some of the horses in this race, but he's got a massive motor. He's got a terrific chest. He hasn't sweated up at all. I know the sun's sort of breaking through now, so it's not hot, but he just looks fantastic. Crandell Giddy's done a wonderful job with him. He looks a terrific chance in the race. And Dexter Dunn, he's got the poker face on. He knows this is his biggest task to date, and he looks a terrific chance. The key to his race will be at the start, though. He needs to step away. Ricky May, we'll pick up some shots of him shortly with Terra de Love. I thought he warmed up beautifully. He looks relaxed. He looks focused. And Ricky May, I saw this a few years ago when Justin Excuse won his second Cup and beat Al Sue. Todd Mitchell had the face on like he was about to beat people at cards. This is what Ricky May's done. He hasn't looked up. He's been in total focus, and he just looks amazing, does Terra de Love, the defending champion, and the opportunity for him to become a 3-time New Zealand Cup winner. RT May to do the business once again. Franco Ledger going through alongside him's warmed up nicely. There's one of the Aussies in 16, of course, Stewie Lombo. The start's so important for him. Others to have warmed up nicely. Well, Caribbean Blast is such a good-looking horse, BP, that he just progressed around this track with his head on his chest. It may have looked like he was pulling, but I thought he looked quite relaxed, and he's here to go another massive race. It's all ahead of these drivers and the horses. It's an outstanding field. I can't wait for it to get underway. Enjoy your New Zealand Cup. I'm sure it'll be run in near record time.
It's test match atmosphere here at Addington, and it's spine-tingling with the national anthem in the background. And it's like a test match for these horses, because they've set themselves for a grand final. This is the race that they've been looking towards for the last 4, 5, 6 months, some 12 months down the track to try and win this race.
Yes, some of them have been set for this race for the last 12 months, but the lead-up races in the last 3 to 4 weeks, the 2 dominant favourites, Christen Me and Terra de Love, they have been the 2 that have put their hand up. The New Zealand contingent, they've been 3 or 4 lengths behind. Is it going to be an Australian that puts his hand up today? Caribbean Blast would appear to be the best of their 2 chances.
Well, it's been 26 years since an Australian has been able to win the race. And they've certainly got a strong chance with Caribbean Blaster at 17s and Suave Stewie Lombo, the other runner, at 41s and 7s. But will we see history with Terra to Love? He's the second favourite now. The favourite has gone to the 3 in Christen Me, but Terra to Love, can he break a 53-year hoodoo with the last horse to win 3 in a row and False Step? And of course Ricky May trying to win 7 New Zealand Cups. He made it 6 last year aboard this horse. Can he do it and make it 7? Punters are saying he's going to be a massive hope in the race, but they are all talking with their pocket with the 3 runner in Christen Me. 220 fixed odds, 230 on the tote. Fly Like an Eagle, runner number 8 at $13 fixed odds, $10 at this stage on the tote. Last thoughts, Craig?
Yeah, big pools, Brendan. 400,000 the win pool at the moment, so it's great to see the New Zealanders getting involved in this great race. For me, Terra to Love on top, Brendan. I hope Ricky May can become one of our legends and drive his 7th New Zealand Cup winner.
It's the 110th running of the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Trotting Cup. It's time to get to our premier caller and the voice of Cup Week here in Christchurch, and Mark McNamara.
Thank you, Brendan, and Peter Lam is in the tower. The Christchurch Casino New Zealand Trotting Cup. What happens at the start? What happens mid-race? And what happens at the finish? It's a bit over 4 minutes away. We've got unruly runners here. Suave Stewie Lombo, he's one of the horses that will be most closely watched at the start. Christen Me likely to be 2. Sleepy Trip and Mac Benner. Anthony Butt has a maroon and silver cap on Marseille. Robbie Close a black cap on Jason Rules Highview. Tommy Blair orange a white cap. Mark Jones a white and black cap on Pass Them By. John Dunn a white cap on Sleepy Trip. And a maroon cap for Gavin Smith on Mac Benner. He is atop the 3,200 metre tower, Peter Lam, for what might very well be the premier harness race in the Southern Hemisphere. It's certainly one of the top 2 or 3. Now 4 Stars Flash, who has a good record at the distance, having won twice, and they're coming forward. The latest to add their name to their list of champions who have won this race is 4 minutes away. Easy on the Eye is ready. Christen Me comes in. Dexter waiting as long as he can. Here we go, Addington. They come forward. Christchurch Casino, New Zealand Trotting Cup racing. Galloping easy on the Eye for a few strides. Terra to Love galloped. Terra to Love's up in the air at the start, and Suave Stewie Lombo did as well. He's pacing now, Terra to Love, but he's 15 lengths behind the field. Fly Like an Eagle's gone to the lead over Christen Me, who began beautifully. It's the opposite of Purdon. The Emergency Pass Them By goes to second. Highview Tommy 4th. 3 back on the inside as 4 Stars Flash from Jason Rules. And then came Easy on the Eye from Franco Ledger, next Caribbean Blaster. And then came Marseille, followed then by Sleepy Trip around Mac Benner. Drifting back as Penbrook Benny, 3 lengths to Terra to Love. And Suave Stewie Lombo's 10 lengths away last. 2,600 metres left to go. There's been plenty of action already, and they've only gone half a lap. It's the Kaikoura Cup winner, Fly Like an Eagle and Mark Purdon, leading by a length and a half. Parked up running second. He's Passed Them By, and the leader's back third, Christen Me. Highview Tommy 4th, around 4 Stars Flash, and Jason Rules is 3 back the outside. The leader's getting a great run here. Easy on the Eye is for the markers, trailed down there by the Victorian Caribbean Blaster. The Pride of the South, Franco Ledgers, midfield the running line. Next to the pegs is Mac Benner from Marseille. 2 lengths to Sleepy Trip, then Penbrook Benny and the Gallopers tack on. Terra to Love and Suave Stewie Lombo. They run to the back, 2,000 metres to go. And Fly Like an Eagle is being left alone to control the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Trotting Cup at Group 1. And he leads by a length and a quarter. Passed Them By is second, Christen Me is third. Highview Tommy 4th with a 1-1 trail, and 4 Stars Flash 5th on the inside. 3 back on the outer is Jason Rules. 4 back on the inner is Easy on the Eye, and then came Franco Ledger. On the pegs is Caribbean Blaster. Marseille is hooked out to go 3 wide and trailed up out there by Sleepy Trip next to the inside Mac Benner. Terra to Love follows forward 3 wide, and then came Penbrook Benny, and Suave Stewie Lombo whips them in. They have 1,400 metres left to go, and Fly Like an Eagle leads the way. A length and a half on Marseille, 3 wide to second around the stablemate. That has passed them by, and they've got Christen Me locked up in the trail. 3 wide is Sleepy Trip, tagged up by Terra to Love. Penbrook Benny's on the move. Easy on the eyes on the pegs, and between horses then is High View Tommy from Jason Rules. Then Caribbean Blaster as they quicken for the first time in the race. He's pulling quadruple Caribbean Blaster. Franco Ledger, Suave Stewie Lombo and Mac Benner. The lead time, 2 minutes 1.4 in the first quarter, 29.8. They're on the homeward lap. The Cup Field, the great race. They've got 1,000 to go. And it's Fly Like an Eagle. A length and a half over Terra to Love. He's worked forward to second and goes up to have a look for the lead, Ricky. And Mark Purdon's going to hand up. So they've got Christen Me and a zip fastener. Half a mile to go. Terra to Love leads by a length over Penbrook Benny. Leaders back third as Fly Like an Eagle and Sleepy Trip 1 by 1. Out there 3 wide is Jason Rules from Christen Me. He's now wedged up in peak hour traffic, 3 back the inside. Caribbean Blaster is 3 wide and 1 back. Then came Marseille, 4 Stars Flash. Passed them by Franco Ledger. And then came Easy on the Eye, High View Tommy, Suave Stewie Lombo and Mac Benner. Second quarter, 29.4, 59.2. Inside the quarter peg now in the Cup. And he's still travelling all right, Terra to Love, despite losing that ground at the start. Penbrook Benny's a neck away. Fly Like an Eagle waits to come through from Christen Me into the straight in 28.5. It's Terra to Love, a length and a half, Penbrook Benny, and then Fly Like an Eagle. Christen Me's out now. Terra to Love leads. Christen Me, Fly Like an Eagle. It is still Terra to Love. He's going to do it. It is the greatest Cup win of all time. Terra to Love beat Fly Like an Eagle, and Christen Me, the Gold Cup of Ricky May, has won the greatest race you will ever see. Then Penbrook Benny, Caribbean Blaster. Next home is 4 Stars Flash, Jason Rules, Franco Ledger, Marseille, Easy on the Eye. Next in is Pass Them By, High View Tommy, Mac Benner, Sleepy Trip, Suave Stewie Lombo. You have witnessed more than history. You have witnessed one for the ages.